Hey, are you an artist that works with traditional materials? If you do, then it's great to be familiar with studio safety practices. So I'm an oil painter, which means I have a lot of paintings at once, and sometimes I'll do one painting and then move on to another one without finishing the last one, which means my studio is crowded with paint. Which also means the smell is really strong. I'm sure if you work with traditional materials, at one point or another, the smell of the material you're working with has gotten to you in some way. So here are 3 tips to help get you started on your studio safety journey. Number 1, which is very obvious, and yet throughout my career with painting, I have forgotten to do it so many times, and that's to have proper ventilation. Ventilation sounds very fancy, but basically an open window or a cross breeze, having fans on, air conditioning, in the summertime, something to make sure that there's air happening in the room and it's not just nothing. That leads to my second tip, which is to ensure that you have updated materials. Because I'm a painter, I often have people, family members or friends who like to give me material that they've used in the past or that their grandparents had. They can't use, so they give it to me. And sometimes those older materials, because they've been sitting so long or they're just outdated, there are chemicals in those materials that people no longer use to paint with. I prefer to throw those out and get new ones, especially if we're talking about mineral spirits. My number 1 mineral spirit recommendation if you're oil painting is, of course, Gamsol. Gamsol is pretty amazing. It's odorless, and though you still want to make sure you have proper ventilation, it's for the most part the safest thing to use for oil painting if you need a mineral spirit. Lastly, if you're working with any kind of material, it's always great to cover your hands, arms, limbs as much as you can to ensure that you're not bringing any of that material or residue of that material into your house or into your living space. And if you're working in your room like I do, especially. My room is both my studio and my sleeping space, so I have to really make sure that I'm having proper ventilation and that I don't track anything into my sleeping space or other living quarters. There's so many more tips that I have, and there will be more to come in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Give us a like and follow, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!